Hello, hello. How's everybody doing? It's 7 o'clock. It's what's going on. How is everybody doing? This is Miss Vintage Wine hosting All in Your Business, and we are here to share business. We're here to talk about things. It's like All in Your Business. That's what it's called. All in Your Business. I didn't get my wine, so I am going to reach up and get my glass for my wine. I am. And while I do that, I will let the music continue to play. Got the wine. I also see I was busting out of my shirt, so I gotta be careful how I stand up and what all I show on the screen here. All that is not a part of it. But how you doing? How's everybody? This is Mr. Vintage Wine hosting All in Your Business. And we are here today to talk about stuff that's my business, your business, and other folks' business. We're just talking about what's going on. I think that's why I like the Marvin Gaye selection. That's what he's talking about. Talk to me. So you can see what's going on, and that's what we are talking about. So, I am all settled. What you think? Marvin Gaye is doing his thing. I am going to take a sip of wine real early. First start of it. Toast to my listeners. Toast to my commenters. And thanks for everyone for participating and helping me to grow. I will turn Marvin Gaye off. Let me take my sip. And then I'll turn Marvin Gaye off. What's going on? I do not own the rights to this music. I just like to play Marvin Gaye. What's going on? I guess I'll just jump right on into it. I really have. Hi, Mr. Lemon. How are you? Hello. Um, hello, Miss the glass, Miss Wine. Get the glass. Yeah, I did. I got it. I should have been ready, but I got it. I hate sitting standing up like that because no telling what the other half of me is looking like. But thank you for tuning in and being here with me. I appreciate you. I was just listening to the other people talking, and I saw you there, and I am going to have to build a list of how you are sharing your generosity, your acknowledgement, and your support for your favorite ladies. And I know you got a handful of them, or two handful of them. I know it. We can talk about what's going on. Okay. Want to shut me up. I know it. I got a lot of stuff going on, though, but some of it I don't really. You know that news is so depressing to me that I don't really want to talk a whole lot about it, but you cannot avoid it, the news. But I do have a graduate that's just my grandson. He just graduated, and he's going to college. And I have a nephew that's going to be doing a graduation in a couple of days, and I haven't heard about his college preference, but this is the season for a lot of graduations. I'm sure you probably have some also. But anyway, I will begin to share and talk about what the little things that I have here. But first of all, I was listening to the Trump administration. I've talked, and I didn't want to make it the first thing that I talk about, but it was the last thing that I heard, so it will be the first thing that I talk about. And they are talking about how he is so adamant about him winning the next 4 years for the president. They say that he's already sending the hats out and different stuff, but I was listening to this update. It was a news break update, and they were talking about someone was interviewing Steve Bannon, and he's a big supporter of Trump. But he is saying that they have found a loophole that is going to guarantee Donald Trump as president coming up for the next election. They said the man, and one of the things that they said, which made sense, why would he be so adamant about renewing or building a new ballroom in the White House? They said that's already under construction. He didn't wait for no one's approval or no one's disapproval. So somewhere down the line, he has been reassured by the expert that's holding his hands that you will be the president. So there's something going on, and I don't know. I don't know if our hands will be tied, or if there's something we can do, or just what's really going on. But they say that was the last news that I heard about what's going on with Donald Trump. They have started impeachment proceedings. True that, but like that's true, and I understand that part because I heard that. But it makes me wonder, just like they said, the ones that was talking about the update with the news about Donald Trump and two things. And I do know that the hats have been sent out because I know someone that has one. And I do know that well, I don't know about that part, but because I haven't made a visit to a tour of the White House. But they did say that he began building a new ballroom. So, but he's been able to do as he pleased so far. Yes, and that's what I'm saying. And basically what I am saying is that there may be some validity to the loophole that they have found. And his people are so reassuring that they have gave him the go-ahead for whatever he wants to invest in. Because either way it goes, either he's going to have a partially built ballroom that has to be torn down at someone else's expense or completed at his expense. Either way it goes, it's going to cost someone money, just like the war. But I won't talk about him too much on that particular issue, but it does make sense. It makes me question because he's too adamant about him and all this restructuring and redistricting and all this stuff that he's trying to do to divert what's really going on. But he's keeping it out in the open. Everyone knows about him building the ballroom. Everyone knows about. I've been able to do okay, Mr. Lambert. I thought he had said something different here, but that was the last statement he said. He said he's been able to do as he pleased, which is true. But anyway, that was just something that I had wanted to bring out about, and I kind of had that as not really war, it's just something that was here. But this week, a little bit of news and whatever, but we have had a bunch of shootings and crimes, and it's all over the world. It's not isolated to just here, because even though we have had our little incident with the killings, and they're not little, because anytime someone has become unalive, it is a serious offense, especially when you are becoming unalive for a senseless matter. But I just happened to go into the crime area, and they were talking, and believe it or not, Missouri is not the number one leading state or country or county or whatever within the high crime area. Would you believe it? The first one is Mississippi. Mississippi is supposed to be the highest unalive country it is in Mississippi. The state, I mean. Mississippi State is supposed to be one of the highest crime area. That outranks Missouri, Illinois, and a couple of other places. They say Mississippi, but that's just what it is so far. I really don't know. But that's what I come up with when I did that little research, because we recently had a incident where a person drove up into a Steak and Shake. And this person, they got into an argument, and this was just an innocent purchase through the night or whatever. I don't know the scenario behind it, but I do know that someone is now unalive and two injured, and one has been arrested. So with all that being said, the foolishness that makes a person jump. You know, my sister was talking about anxiety, and I was wondering just how many people are really under pressure and at that anxiety level that they cannot, withhold or stand too much. You know that there is a young man, and I forget what state he is in, but he didn't take his own life. he lost his life in a police chase. But prior to that, he took the life of 7 kids, his own kids. And he also shot 2 additional women, one his wife, and the other one was her sister. Now, hey, Miss Hill, Miss Fatira Hill, hi there. Uh, and Miss Fatira Hill is telling everyone hello. Uh, but I was talking about the people that's also unalive. I mean, I don't remember what state, and I didn't jot it down. But this man, and he wasn't a young. Well, he was young because he wasn't 50 yet, but he was a military person. And there was a lot of negative comments talking about the young man because they were talking about how pathetic he looked and different things and how people need to make better choices. But all of that's hindsight. All of that stuff that cannot be, nothing could be done. It can't bring kids back. It can't do anything. But I'm just saying that it's something, I don't know, it's something wrong. It's too easy to kill now. It's just too easy. And people are flipping out. I just can't stand too much, period. Never have. And I know what you mean because, um, well, it's not that you have a high tolerance or a low tolerance, but and you probably have gotten now where you can stand even less. But I'm sure you've had your experience or your exposure to foolishness. But now you just can't deal with it and don't want to deal with it. And just think about those people who don't know how to turn it on and off like you do. I mean, because this lady that lost these 7 babies, that's got to be a cruel and it's got to be something unbearable. I can't even put myself in that position. I can't even say I know how she feel, only because it was her husband and those were his kids. But they did say a statement had been made that if he couldn't have, well, they were in the process of divorcing, and she had begun divorce proceedings, and they had said, he said, before he divorced her, he'd kill her. So that was his intent, I guess. So either way it goes, she's still alive, the children are dead, and he's dead. But that's enough of that sadness. It is so disturbing. But and I was talking about Mississippi being the leading in things like this here, not Missouri and not Illinois and not Florida and Chicago, like some of us think. They're saying Mississippi, even though we all have our place with numbers in there based on how you want to look at them and how they want to characterize them. So, but anyway, the shooting that took place in Steak and Shake, they have a young lady and she's looking so crazy because she has to be in awe. I know she can't believe this here has really happened. But I have a couple things here that I want to talk about. Let me see. Maybe I will get. Okay. I also, when reading about Donald Trump, I also read some about Melania. And you know that, and here again, she's planning for this ballroom too. So she must be under the same assumption that her husband is, that they will win another election. And I was saying earlier that they are confident that they have found a loophole where they can get him in for another term. And they basically said, we wrote it and we can unwrite it. So that's kind of like what is leading up to. So don't be surprised if we cannot do anything about the president coming in for another term, which will be his 3rd term in presidency. So we might be looking at Donald Trump again for 4 more years. And it's just meant, I don't know. Joe Lambert, it is an overkill to me because they could have spared everyone else and just offered himself. Yes, that's what I always think. When someone get on that rampage like that, they get on this kill zone where they're going to take everyone out that they love, don't love, or cause some harm in addition to themselves. So they already kind of know that they are one to go. And yes, it is an overkill. It's such an overkill that really doesn't make any sense. But and lives are being lost. And we haven't even gotten into the warm weather yet, where they used to say the warm weather bring out the craziness in people. We haven't even gotten to that point yet. So whatever's going on, we need to nip it in the bud to perhaps free ourselves or keep ourselves out of harm's way. And we can't just shut down. We have to go on about life as uh, the Don is a bad man. Yeah, he is. Don is a bad man, and he's so tough that I'm telling the man might be president again, and it won't be because of my vote. It will be because, and I always have felt and known that he is working at the hands of the people. Number one, who got money, and number two, he's working at the hands of the people where he can do what they want him to do. See, everything he's doing and saying, he's doing it, don't care what harm it costs him. The other ones that he is representing, they're not doing it that way. Um, the only time they express themselves is when they created that riot at the White House. And by any means necessary, they were going to cause damages and take lives if Pence would have cooperated with them. And Pence did not cooperate. The assistant president or the second president in place, or whatever you call his left hand was at the time, which was Pence. He didn't do what was expected of him. So I think that put a stumbling block on a lot of things. But they still broke in and they still did a lot of things. And as he said, they didn't mean no harm. There was good boys and bad boys and all that stuff. But you can see how that unfolds. And all that to say that he does have some weight up under him that can make him do foolish things. He is being supported by money, and he's being supported by private and silent money. He is doing what they are afraid to do. And all that was saying, and I was just about to talk about Melania, his wife, and only because she is getting ready to build there is a Beehive collection. Since 2009, there has been a Beehive connection. Hi, Miss Glass, how are you? Um, uh, and he's, Mr. Lambert said, and he's expected an expert shit talking, shot calling. Yeah, he is. He's been calling so much shit calling and shot calling and stuff because he's talking about the Iranians right now, which I didn't want to really talk about, but one thing leads into another one. But I know when I was talking a couple of weeks earlier, you were telling me that they're trying to prevent these people from building a bomb, which is probably something that's already in the making because I already remember that about many years ago. We have a new Corinthians, Miss Glass. She submitted a scripture for us. 1 Corinthians 15 and 57. But thanks to the God which given us the victory through our Lord Jesus Christ. That's a script from 1 Corinthians 15 and 57. But thanks be to God which given us the victory through our Lord Jesus Christ. Thank you, Miss Glass. You guys can jot it down or take notes or take a screenshot and look into it, see if it helps us, see if it guides us, and see how it educates us. That's what Miss Glass is doing. She is sharing with us a script Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, or it could be one or all three or two, whatever. We appreciate it, and hopefully it helps and guides us through the way. I was about to talk about Melania, which 2009, well, there was one of the, let me see, what is he? He's a craftsman at the White House. He's a construction person at the White House. And he already had a bee collection that he was monitoring and taking care of. And then when Michelle Obama was in there, she kind of piggybacked off of it and made it a little better and a little bit more. So what is happening, Melania, she's going to have one that resembles a White House. It's going to, however they can keep bees and all of this and feed them and make honey out of them, she's going to have one constructed and it's going to look like the White House. And so that's what they're talking about. So all that is to say Well, what she's doing, it doesn't matter if she's going or not, because it's something that the whoever becomes president, it's something they can use too. So it's not like what he's doing. I had something on my mind where I was thinking that he was just that his wife Melania was doing the same thing as he's doing. They are preparing for the next term, but this one is a little different. But anyway, that's what she is currently working on too. In addition to a red carpet dance that she had, that was a failure. They said she didn't have a turnout about nothing. But she had wrote a book and she did a lot of things last week and had a red carpet dinner dance and nothing went according to plans. But let me see. Related lyrics. Oh, and this is something else I was reading about. I won't put that in right now. I just finished talking about the little war issues right now, and then I'll come into the about the law and the lyrics because that's something different and all by itself. But it says here, war is this a personal war? Does the president appear to be taking what he wants? Venezuela say he took all from them and now has a a bank account in Venezuela. So did anyone know that the president had went over in Venezuela and whatever took something and now it's his possession that he's receiving money off of him? Anyone heard that? That's kind of like what I just doing the inquiry and looking up information. They were talking about Venezuela, where President Trump had went over there and did his thing. They said he took possession of something of the oil over there, and he is now financially benefiting from it. He's not sharing it with anyone. He's not doing anything but benefiting from the oil that he took from there. And all that to say is that's what, and I'm not really clear on what Iran is protecting, but they are fighting tooth and nails to keep his hands out of what they have to offer or what their wealth is. And I've been told that there are a number of wealth in Iran, Africa, and all these other places over there that he keeps trying to get his hands on. And I don't know. Maybe they're trying to treat everybody like they did the Indians. Take everything from them. I don't know. But there's a lot of suspicion going on. Mr. Lambert said yes. Yes, it's meaning you are aware of the Venezuela takeover that he did with the oil and things. Iran leaders are holding out against Trump. Trump say they don't know who is. Trump said he don't know who is. Now this is a quote from Trump, and then when I get done with that quote, then they come in with another quote. So everybody, I'm telling you, I'd be so confused. That's one of the reasons why I really don't like reading that information because it'd be so jacked up. The what we talked about Sunday about the crucifix that they were destroying in Israel, they like playing dumb to it. I mean, it's like it doesn't meet the values of the people there, and they're talking about replacing it and getting another one. They didn't talk about the seriousness of it. Did someone really do that? But Mr. Lambert said he's straight pumping them. Yeah, he is, and that's what I'm saying. He's doing what other people want him to do. And they were saying, and this person that said that they have basically found a loophole in him becoming president for the next term, basically said that there is a loophole that they are going to, that they have really found. He said that there is a secret that they're not really to reveal yet, but he was so adamant about him becoming president for the next term that it was kind of scary. He spoke with validity with it. He was serious about it. But I guess I really can't get too mad about it. Can't say too much about it. Can't really do anything. One, because we are not in control. We can continue to vote the way we think is right, but when they get done, and you know, money walks, money talks. It walks and it talks. So when they, if this is who they want in there, and our people, whoever we vote to put in, cannot outsmart them or outthink them, and the laws of right and wrong don't kick in, he will become the next president. So um, I guess I can't be too mad about him. But I am making my vote. I am casting my vote, and my vote is not for him. But the first one wasn't either. But he is still my president. But we're going to talk about. Oh, do you know we have a new pope? He's been in place for about a year now. Leo. He's the 14th one. Um, he and Trump are at odds. Leo, Pope Leo, he is a U.S. person, but they say he spent a lot of time in the Latino country. But they were saying that 36% of people don't approve of him, and 60% approve of the Pope. That's because the Pope is talking more in line of what people want to hear. People want to say, now we didn't vote for the Pope, and he doesn't really represent us, but he does in a way, because we do kind of look at and kind of follow what the Pope is saying and doing. But bottom line, there's no election for the Pope, but he is a representative of the U.S. in a way of saying. But he is saying Trump is wrong and immoral. The things he are doing is very wrong. And so that what may have him had odds with the, oh, and go online, listen to some of the stuff that he is saying. I read so much dumb stuff and listened to so much dumb stuff that the president said about the Pope that it's ridiculous. Anyone that does not agree with him is stupid, don't understand, they're illiterate, they're everything. So the man is cold. What can you say? And he supports a lot of people, and he support a lot of people in the money. So whatever he's doing, it's crazy. But kudos to the Pope, though. Pope Leo, that's his name. His name is Leo, and he's the 14th person. So, and he says Trump is wrong and immoral. But politics. Let me see. What was they saying? Oh, you know, they are running. They have a campaign that's coming up and going on in California, and they're getting ready to elect a new governor for California. But the one that and there is someone that Donald Trump has put in for the California selection. They don't know how he stands right now, but one of the people, Sternwell, he had to drop out because of sexual misconduct, so he's no longer in the race. But they are saying that a strong, good candidate is a Latino. So there may be a new type of governor in California. So that's something to watch out for. They say it's a small chance that Republicans can get in. The polls are kind of saying that Donald Trump won't make it. And maybe I need to stop saying his name because it don't take long to filter down that I'm talking about him. Even though I feel like I'm a nobody and my message is not leaving my little corner or our little area, but you don't know how long or how far it travels. So he's either the orange man or the Don man, and maybe I should call him the orange man and quit putting my foot in my mouth. I think my conversation doesn't mean harm and it can't go anywhere, but you'll never be surprised. This is social media, and they can stop you where they want to stop you or take you where they want to take you. And if they want to share that I'm talking about the head of the country, they can do that too. So I won't call him his name per se. Uh, he's a super rich thug, Mr. Lambert said. He is. He is a super rich thug, but the way he got his riches that's crazy. He's got his riches by any means necessary. He didn't work hard for nothing. And the things that we are crying about, he stole, he took. I mean, Oh, I don't know. Don't really get me started about that man because I'm not supposed to speak my personal opinion. We are on all on here talking about our side and what we believe, but that's what I believe. I don't believe he earned anything that he's got, but now he has millions because the people have made him a billionaire. The Don, big baller shot caller. Yeah, and you know what? I was talking about that dance, and the dance that I was talking about a couple of weeks ago, and I think you shared this with me, Mr. Lambert, and you said, well, who would want to do this? Do you know that people are on Facebook doing his dance, and they were talking about how he moves his hip from side to side, and then he has throw the fist up in the air, and then on a good day he takes a swing, and so he's playing golf. So those are the big Don moves. So, and it's a dance. So, not only is he trying to get a bus named after him, a community center, he's trying to get a dance named after him. And if that ain't, it's too much, but that's what he's doing. I think I was going to talk about, let's see, what I was going to say. More releasing. I was going to talk about I talked about the Pope, okay, and the war. A little bit more on the war. Let me see what it says. Okay, the president. And I didn't, it's got something to do with the war, but what I found infatuating was that it was kind of news to me, and it was kind of funny in a way. But did you know that Mr. Lambert said, "Well, we're all up in the Don's business." Yeah, we are. And that's what we do. We're in Don's business. That's what we talk about, all in our business. And we got some of our own business come up because I want to talk a little bit about love, and it's a love in a different way, but it's still about love. And it's what I want to talk about later on is about women. And Mr. Lambert and whomever, whatever other male we have on here, don't be afraid to jump in and talk about how you want to talk about it because it is coming up in the next session here about how you prepare yourself for marriage, how you get yourself in position to perhaps get a husband. So, but I was going to finish talking about the war. And the only reason I was talking about the war because they have these various vessels in the water to set up this block to keep uh, what they don't want out where it belongs and what they don't want in where it's supposed to be. So, and they said there is one more to join. But they currently have, and that's why I said all the presidents are in the water right now. But the funny part about it, these are all ex-presidents. And they said President Washington already have three carriers in the region. The USS George H.W. Bush in India Ocean, the USS Abraham Lincoln in the Arabian Arabian Arabian. That's the waters that boat is in. That's that sea. And the USS General R. Ford in the Red Sea. All of these three boats or vessels are currently in the water or named after ex-presidents. So they're all in the waters and they are standing guard and they are stopping the boats from coming out or coming in. Whatever strait means, strait, they got this area covered off where nothing can come in that they don't want and nothing can come out that they don't want. But they said this is something that hasn't been done since 2003, and right now they got all of this in the water. So the president is Mr. Don. Well, all up in the Don's business, yeah. And the Don has, and he's doing some unspeakable things. He is currently doing things that have never been done before, and that's kind of some of the things that he glowed about, some of the things that he constantly talking about. He always wants to prove himself better than the next person. He doesn't want to share any knowledge or give any kudos to the one before him or after him or anything. He's the best one for the job, and that's kind of the way he That's the banner he's blowing right now. Um, Also, I have one last thing here about the war. Well, not one. There are two things, and they were saying that, and these are people that have been unalive, and it's not a good thing, but it pertains to Iran and Lebanon. They said 3,375 people have been unalived in Iran, and this is since the day of the war. And then they said Lebanon, 2,490. So out of that 7,000, 6,000 people, they didn't. I didn't get a number, or I didn't venture into a number for the U.S. But it's like I didn't want to know that. So much is to be. Mr. Lambert, marriages always start wars. No way out. Well, sometimes you don't need a way out. You have to learn how to compromise. Mr. Lambert said, "Marriages always start wars. No way out." There is. You just not have. You just have to make sure you don't have a crazy one or a one who can't take no, because that's kind of like. I mean, if you get one that can't handle no, then you do have your problems. You do have your hands full. A person having been in have been in a second marriage, and I'm sure it wasn't one that was taken lightly, but it didn't have to go as smooth as it did, but it did. And sometimes I was fearful, and sometimes I had put myself in harm's way because I was told that, and I didn't even realize it. But they brought it. It was brought to my attention. So, but all that to say, I didn't expect anything and I didn't want anything to happen. But if you can't hang, you just can't hang. And hopefully, the person that you are letting go of can understand and relate to it that my time is up, our time is up. The ride has been fun. So, but not everyone can take it like that. Uh, and all of us are still alive, so hopefully no harm will come to anyone. But I was about to talk about the um, the Don man, and this will be the last thing that I say about him. I believe. I think I have ran out of things that I want to talk about, but uh, they told me that all of the people within the White House in various locations, the trend is that all of them are taking on, they all began, there's a marathon of reading the Bible. So, Ms. Glass, what you are doing for us is part of a marathon, and everybody is into this now. So, I don't know what if that's what inspired you or whatever. I know you say you wanted to read the Bible from beginning to end, and this time you wanted to finish. So, welcome to the marathon, because they say everyone in the political arena is doing just this, just that, and they call it a Bible marathon. But the reason this struck my attention is because the one that the Don man took is one that they said didn't even fit the script. But this is the way he is taking it, and this is the way he is leading it. I'll read what they say about him. The president is currently into reading the Bible. He has taken a verse that is intended for individual use. He is using it to reference, as he say, his people. This is the reading, in my people. And that's in quote. So that's how the it starts out. If my people, and they said that he's taken possession of that little beginning word, and using it out of content. It's not intended for to be talking to the world with. It's intended for a individual use. They say he is using it to reference, as he say, his people. This is the reading, if my people. His rally is informed with electoral-based Christian and national rhetoric, faulting songs like "God Bless the USA," and this is saying how they're saying how he's conducting himself doing this marathon reading. They said that he's come up with T-shirts, "God Bless the USA," and a T-shirt with slogan, Jesus is my Savior. So, Trump is my president. So he has four shirts coming out of that. Trump is my president, Jesus is my Savior, and God bless the USA. Those are the three slogans that during his marathon reading of the Bible that he's come up with. And each person, they say in the White House, has selected something of their interest that really fits what they are studying or reading about. So I guess you might have to, I don't know which one fit him or what he's talking about. And I guess that's why they are a little bit confused. Mr. Lambert said Jim Jones. Yeah, he is a lot to be reckoned with. And I know somewhere down the line, it has to come to an end, and so does everything else. So I guess we have to endure it and put our big shoes on and handle it the best we can. Hopefully, our politicians know how to deal with this fight with it if he's doing something wrong. Remember, this is Mr. Lambert again. Remember the Jim Jones tragedy back in the day? Yes, that's where a lot of those people drank the Kool-Aid. And they drank the Kool-Aid because they were coming in to raid the compound. They were fed up with the behavior and activity that was going on at the compound. And this was a cult, is what they say it was. It was actually a cult. But it started out as a innocent church gathering, a religious thing, and it turned into one. He got too much power, and I think when you get too much power, it can make you stupid. So who knows? That might be what happened to a lot of the people that we currently have in jail. I don't know if they're innocent or guilty, but for some reason the system has said they are, and they have they're punishing them, which that doesn't mean a whole lot to the punishment that these people are given, because I have another something that I want to talk about also. But they said he's an evangelist. That is what he is studying. Now, he's supposed to be a person that's no religion and doesn't involve himself in a lot of things. But they said for now, he is studying evangelist, and that's where that script comes from. It's my people, and that's a part of how he is going to begin anything that he's talking about, and it's what he has learned. So other participants in the reading marathon, which appear other passages significant to his or her office or mission. So all that was to say that there are others other than Mr. Don participating in this Bible reading marathon, and each is taking its own content and building off it from there. But I have one little thing before I go into what Mr. Lambert say is the war, which is really the love war. But it's about let me see, Texas, and it's going to, and it's so crazy because I think that's when I came into whatever I just talked about, Texas. But there is this Texan person. Let me see. I can't. He's a rapper. But what it is basically talking about, and they say this has been at least 50 years that these legal representatives have taken the lyric, the singing, and use it against the person. Now, the crazy part about it, let me read what it said. It's kind of long, and I really didn't want to read it, but let me show you what it has here. It says, "Same after conviction. He should be put to death. Rap lyrics have featured in other states over 50 years. It is saying that rap lyrics are being used to react entering or gang-related cases." So they're saying that they are taking what a person writes down, present or after, and using it against them. So if you are writing something down, a lyric, gang-related words in a book, it can be used against you in a court of law or either after the fact. So they're saying that if the lyrics were written before the alleged crime, the prosecutor will say this is evidence of motive. If they're written afterward, it is characterized as a straight up confession. This person is scheduled to be executed April the 30th. They emphasized on the rap lyrics was a key element. The music is not being seen as an artistic expression. But the crazy part about it, all of the jurors were all white. Not that it makes a difference, but it does make a difference. So, all that to say is be careful what you write down, be careful what you say, be careful what you do, because these things are being used against you. Uh, what are we talking about? Well, that's Miss Rhines, and we are talking about a lot of things, but I was summing it up, and I was talking, we were talking about this one person who is a rapper where he is going to court. Let me see, did I get his name here? I guess I didn't get his name. It said related lyrics alleged preference to gang affiliation and shooting led to a conviction. 19-year-old James Broadmax, all white juror. So his name is James Broadmax, Brodmax. He's scheduled for the chair on the 30th because he lost his day in court, innocent or not innocent, because of the lyrics that he had written years ago. So at 19, he had written these lyrics in a book, and someone was unalive. So now they have put two and two together that he had intended this. So that's what we are talking about. In addition, I had talked about a number of things, but all that's over and done with. So now we are going to talk about women and love. So what we are going to talk about is how you prepare yourself and get yourself ready for marriage. Anybody down for that one? Yes. Anybody want to start it off? It's like it's your behavior, and it's your behavior as a woman, and now you want to get out here. And I know something. It doesn't mean a whole lot, really. And I'm definitely no expert in it. It's just a subject and a title that I like talking about. So, and this is what I have here: physical love attraction, emotional connection. And I want to know what you think about it. I'll say. So, what tool, theory, or action do you use to say, this person I can love? What tool, theory, or action do you use to say, this person I can love? Can anyone share anything with that on me? Can we talk about that? We have young listeners, so and we never know when there are going to be young females on here, and there are several I already know. So whatever we say and do, we don't really want to discourage them. We don't want to frighten them, but the truth is the truth. So speak it as you know it. Physical attraction, emotional connection, are those two different things? I also have another question. What tool, theory, or action do you use to say, this person I can love? Um, mm, can't wait to. I'll take a sip of wine and I'll let you guys think on it. Is it possible to get ready for marriage? Yeah, it is. And the way you get prepared for marriage is how you carry yourself, and a person that's observing, looking, and maybe dealing with you. That's when they say, "Hey, I think I could marry her." I mean, I believe in love at first sight sometimes too. So, but anyway, yeah, there is always a way to prepare yourself for the future, the beginning of the end. Mr. Lambert, he's being naughty. He talks about marriage as the beginning of the end. Uh, so that's true, and it is for some. And some people have been in enough marriages where they don't need to go once, twice, don't need to go a second time around, a third time around. But me, as long as I'm alive and need one, I will acquire one. Right now, I am still alive and don't need one. So, but I am currently on husband number two. But women behavior. Can you achieve and maintain your dream marriage? Yes. Can you achieve and maintain your future marriage? Yes. And it says the core responsibility of a wife is unconditional respect and respect your partner. It's unconditional respect of your partner or anyone that you, male in general. They are saying that's really how you treat males. It's not really saying that this is how you, well, it is saying that's how you treat your husband, in a way of speaking. But I also include that it's the way in which you will treat a male, period. Mr. Lambert, you have to be able to put up with another one, with one another. And that's true. You do. You have to be willing to share your space. So once you know that you're willing to share your space, then they tell you how, and this is talking about how a woman is supposed to do. And we will talk about how a man is supposed to do tomorrow, the expectations of it. But core responsibility of a female. If they said unconditional respect, it is often interpreted as love, especially when it seems he doesn't deserve it or because of his action. So they're saying that if you dealing with a person and you don't want to treat or share them with love today because of the action, they say don't do that. So they're basically telling you how to basically get in his head, in a way of speaking. Unconditional respect. You can consider, you can disagree but not disagree. Not knowing how you feel he should be respected. So regardless of how you feel about certain things, the bottom line is keep respect for the male. Keep respect for the male is basically what it said. Number two, keep the dignity of the person, of your partner. Protect the image. Don't talk down to him. Um, no gossiping, no criticizing, not in front of families and other people. Anything that you or he need to say need to be talked about to you or him, and that's a friend, a partner. But it's basically talking about the opposite sex, and it's talking about how you can keep the respect of a male either way it comes. Another male don't want to hear you talking about another man, and you don't know his intent. It could be someone that's maybe see you as a possible partner or whatever, but and that's something that's out of the friend zone. Um, oh, I thought Mr. Lambert had said something more here, but that was the last thing he said. You have to be able to put up with one another, which is true. But I was talking about how women behavior should be when they are perhaps looking for a husband or out here in the world just dealing with men in general. And it said, keep the dignity of your partner protected. Protect the image. Don't talk down to him. Um, don't gossip or criticize him in front of families. You know, just to get off the track a little bit, but the family that I was talking about, where the young man, and he wasn't even 50 yet. I don't even think he was 40 yet, but he had 7 kids, and he ended up committing a police chase, and he ended up dead. I'm not for certain of how he ended his life, but he killed 7 of the kids and shot his wife and her sister. But they also talked about how he was facing a divorce, but how she had also did these belittling things to him. And they were talking about how she had them, with gossip and stuff, how she had them belittle him and put him down. And all that to say, Miss Jacqueline, respect goes both ways. Make male or female should never talk down to their significant others. That's disrespectful, which is true, and it is. And I wouldn't condone any of that. I don't think that disrespect should ever be shared or taken lightly. And that's basically saying how you can get ready and prepare yourself, because you never know where your next husband is coming from. You don't even have to be looking, but people can look at your behavior, your attitude, your character, and just how you treat a situation. So it's basically saying keep the dignity of that male protected as much as you can. And that's basically what it's saying. Protect a male's dignity as much as you can. Um, and keep it out of the family. And this is if this is your husband, you keep it out of the family, friends, and the children and the struggles, strangers. But all that to say, if you are being abused, don't keep it a secret. I don't think that no one being abused should be kept a secret. Miss Ryan said, "Yeah, that killing was sad. Yeah, it was. It was very sad, and that's what. And what state did that happen in? Was it Louisiana, Memphis, or somewhere? I know it wasn't in St. Louis, and I hadn't been reading about it and hearing about it for a number of days now. But and then in addition to the steak and shake issue that we had here in Missouri, that they had now gotten a young lady responsible for the unalive, and they was talking about it was all over some no, not French fries. I forget what kind of a deal it was or meal it was, but it wasn't nothing worth anything because worst case scenario, you apologize and you give them the food free or you give them some more free. You don't do anything to have conversation going back and forth with somebody else's product. Now, true enough, you may lose your job over it, but it's no big deal. It was meant to be. And I know it's not a good thing to say, but if you lose your job over doing the right thing, then the job wasn't for you. But we don't know the scenario behind either one of it. It's just news that was being all in your business. That's what we do here. We do all in your business. I have a couple more things, and I see that we are running out of time, so I got help and support him. Assist him with achieving his goals, long or short term. And this is all about how you prepare yourself for a future husband, or if you have a husband. Help support goals. Any male that's in your life and you're talking about goals and different things, don't turn him down. Support him as much as you can. He may need your car. He may need a few. Oh, Louisiana. Miss Ryan said the family was from Louisiana, and that's where the young man killed unalive 7 people and shot wife and sister-in-law. But in his picture, it wasn't a nice picture of him. It looked like they pulled the worst one out of the star. But with the trauma that he was currently going through, and the hurt and dissatisfaction that he was exposed and experiencing within that family marriage, it could distort you, twist your face up, and everything else. But it was not a very nice picture of him. Good night, everyone. Enjoy your weekend. Keep coming back. Thank you, Miss Glass. She's going to leave us. I have one more last thing here. Be faithful, loyal, and committed are among the greatest gifts you can give. Give confidence to conquer the world, and that's basically what's going on. Whatever you do, be faithful and loyal, because it's something that, and that's a friend, a partner, or a future husband, or a husband. And then last, accept him the way he is. Don't try and change him to your image. You want to accept him the way he is. Don't try and change him to your image. And us as female, we know we can get some images of a person. We can go in and dress them and redress them, and according to what we think is hip or what we like. And this is what we do. Well, I want to thank everyone for joining and tuning in. Continue to come in, chime in, and chat with me. Continue to share, like, and save. If you go to YouTube, subscribe. Okay? This YouTube channel is All in Your Business 1224. Thank you and good night. See you, Mr. Lambert, Miss Glass, Miss Rhines, Miss Hill, and Miss Hill. Thank you, everybody. And for my favorite silent partner. Hi, Frederick. Good night.